Hi and welcome to a new video. Welcome to the channel. For those who have not seen this channel before, hopefully you'll stick to it and you'll like it, and hey, make some comments. Right, what am I doing today? Well, I'm looking at some new stock, and I'm here at Standish Caravans. Now this, I'm going to give you a quick history lesson. Right, let me straighten you up. This here has been a caravan dealership for at least 54 years. It's now trading as Standish Caravans. It's part of Longtons. But here originally was a dealership called Dave Barron Caravans. Now they were a Blackpool company, and they were down the road about a mile or two from here. So cycled down, I was about 10, and they used to live in a bungalow with a little sales area behind. And anyway, cut long story short, they actually, it was about what, early 70s, business was booming, and they had this place, they got this place here at Standish. And this used to be a pub. It's an Indian restaurant now. But I remember coming here with my parents, and on this side here, there were static caravans, but there were Swift dealers. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and dig out a picture and I'll stick it on this video. But anyway, cut long story short, they sold out in the very early 80s when then Barons moved down the road to Copple, to their then big site, which is no longer there. Again, I want to do a video on that at some stage. A success story and a sad ending, typical of the caravan industry in many ways. And then Stuart Longton Caravans bought this. Stuart Longton started up in Chorley around about 1969, 1970. It became big Abbey dealers, and they had this and another, the old railway station they started off with in Chorley. And I remember going there with Mum and Dad and looking at Cotswold Coachcraft Caravans, another name of the past. But anyway, let's get you around here. Enough of the history. Let's have a look at what they've got. Let's have we're just going to peek through and see what the vans have got. And I'm starting off at the lower end of the market. I'm looking at something like 7 or 8 grand here. And we found an Old Bailey. I found an Old Bailey Pegasus. Let's have a look here. There's a old Compass Amiga here, but I don't know if that's, I don't think that one's for sale. I don't think, no. Let's get through here. It's 2011, 6490. It's a 2-berth one now, so this is the first Pegasus. It came with things like ATC, and that was a gas locker. You could just about get a couple of gas bottles in there. The handles used to light up, little LEDs, but these used to go off, and water used to get trapped behind them. Now, this is, you can tell this one's a later one of the Pegasus Smart one because of this. These plastic reinforcers here, because what Bailey didn't realise was that because caravans had gone onto GRP front ends really by the late 80s, stone chips didn't matter. But when they came back with these, with the aluminium, because it's a one-piece roof across, what they found out was that stones were chipping and denting the front, people whinging. So what they did, they put these little sticker things on, and then it looked a bit silly, so they actually got that together and got these other thicker ones. And that is why a lot of people go around with front covers on their caravans, because it was Bailey that started it off. Now, front covers on caravans was something around from the 50s and pre that, because when you used to go abroad, some of the roads weren't brilliant, and the caravans would get stones off the car, chipped up, thrown up, and they used to tie a big canvas sheet across the front, and the tie went off the grab handle here and there, and then at the corner steady, so it protected it. Right, a bit of trivia there for you. Anyway, let's get in on this, because the Alutech, there you go, Alutech body shell. Now I remember going and seeing these before they were launched, officially. This is the 462, and I must admit, when Bailey went onto these, I did think that they'd lost their marbles. 14 years down the line, has it stood the test of time? Well, I always thought they were a little bit dated in the first place anyway. I noticed all the curtains aren't, there's no curtains in here at all, so obviously someone's taken away the curtains. You got things like alarm and the radio, and of course these lockers with this catch, which I've got in my Ranger. And if you don't open these up a lot and it gets hot, these can actually stick to, like that one has a bit, and that came off all right. Is that one all right, I wonder? Well, these will probably all open now. But if you notice, there's a polystyrene filler there, which is still used now in the later Baileys. There we go. Came with a microwave on the roof vent, and then it was the Truma dual fuel heater. And what Bailey did sort of brag about at that time was that the upholstery was very good, and they'd been very impressed with Coachman's upholstery and how thick and comfortable that was. So I'm gonna have a sit down and see what it's like. Well, it has lost some of its comfort, but then again, after 14 years of use. But anyway, let's not dwell on that. So this will make into a double bed. You've got 2 blown air outlets there, and condition wise, so far it's not looking too bad at all. I've just brought some leaves in there, look on the thing. But look, we've got the big sink here, which I think elders use that sink now on the Crusaders, etc. It was a 4 burner hob, as I say, Daewoo microwave, same one that's in my Ranger. So it's been pretty light. It's fairly basic. You got your full oven, your Dometic fridge, nice big cupboard here with your slides out. There you go. It's not in bad nick, is it, actually? I mean, how much asking for this? Is it 6,490 for somebody starting off? It's not bad at all. Decent cupboard storage, but look how it's gone like a yellow. That was sort of virtually white when they were new. Anyway, let's have a quick look in here. In the washroom. And Bailey's always did have a good washroom. I had a Pageant Series 5 champagne, which was this sort of layout, but only a 4 berth, and it had this sort of showering. It's very dark in the back here, isn't it? It's only that little one roof vent at the top. So, but you got a Thetford cassette loo, you got a window in there, little shelf above. And this was a time, it's very dark in this sink, look at that. But this was a time when they said Alutech, you had to have them serviced every so often. And so what it meant was tightening up the bolts, and that meant taking all this trim off. Now eventually, after a short while, they just said, you don't have to do that anymore. And I don't know if you've even had to ever do it, but anyway, that was one of the problems. A lot of people had this thing about having to take it all to bits and that. Anyway, Bailey said, no, you'd have to bother. They thought the bolts would come loose. So, for 6.5k, it's not bad value for money, is it? It's not bad value for money. It's been looked after. It's not the most exciting caravan to look at. It looks dated, admittedly, but if you're just starting off and you want something that's okay, you'd have to check the floors as well, because floors can be a bit of a dodgy thing on the Baileys, because of course they used no wood in the frame in the sides, which was a great thing actually. That was the best thing about Alutech, I thought. And so if they do leak, they go down, so you don't get any real damp patches, because it goes down through into the floor, and because the floors are wood, they rot. Anyway, tell me what you think of that. Well, the control panel's up here, and I think that's a real good, nice, simple control panel. Let's go and have a look, see what else there is around here. Oh, because a guy who's actually the salesman, he's been here since 1989. That's music to my ears. And he remembers this in '83 when Barron's finished with it. So he's going to show me a few of his old brochures after. I'm sure I'll have quite a lot of them. So, now it was raining pretty heavy here just before, but it's now, see all the leaves on the deck, big buccaneer there. And I'm drawn across to this Antares 485. Now, Caravan were quite a long-established French manufacturer, and they tried to get into UK several times over the years. In fact, the first Caravans came in around about 1963-64, and they had as a braking system electric brakes. Now, they were brought in by a dealer close to me at the time, and they didn't last long. I think they only brought them for a couple of years, and then they disappeared until the 80s. And they had one or two stops and starts. Someone's left the old bike rack there. It's not in bad nick, actually. Heavy duty corner steadies, alloy wheels. And I don't even remember that Channel 5 programme, Caravan, 5 Go Caravanning. And they use these. They use the Antares. So, this is up at 10990. It's a 4-berth, it's a 2018 model. Now, these came through the Marcus Group, because of course these are owned by Trigano. And they didn't really sell very well. And I remember some of my caravanning journalist people I knew saying how good they were, and I said, sorry, I don't think it's all that good. I think they're a little bit, yeah, bit plain, and you got this massive overhead locker and this little twitchy little window. I was never over keen, but anyway, say this, we're looking at second hand. So I actually had one of these on review. I've had a couple of these on review actually, living test. So those that you can have them for a week and go away in them, and that's what I did. Dual fuel hob, two burners and a, what do you call it, electric hob. Surprised that's never got broken. Yes, little sink. Decent cupboard storage above, LED strip lights. This of course makes it into a double bed at the lounge here, and you had these very little trendy spot lamps there. I'm sorry, I've wandered away into from the pleasure big lockers. And if you sat in the corner here, you'd 9 times out of 10 you bash your head under there. Right, okay. A glazed door but no stable door. Fridge over here. That's all right. That's all nice. I mean, in all fairness, this Caravan looks really clean. It really does. There's a table thing there for the shower head. Here, stick your telly on. Your control panel up there. But it does look very, very smart and well finished. Really, it's been well looked after. Again, fixed side bed here. And then it's always seemed a bit on this side. Look how it just seems very plain and dull. But you got your window on that side, and again more locker storage above. But it's looking okay. So look in the washroom. Yeah, now I remember the washroom was a bit tight when we had it. Big roof vent in there, and I remember the side window here was always handy as well. So fairly bright, considering it's sort of thing under a bit of trees. Sink looks fairly clean and undamaged. Cassette loo, but it wasn't the electric one. It's the pump job. Right. So when I look at this for the money, I suppose it's not bad. Big wardrobe. And again, some blown air outlets underneath there. Got this like little bit of a shelf thing here and stuff. I mean, it does feel a very tight box, there's no doubt about it. And I think if you were going to buy this, you're going to have to understand you're going to keep it quite a long time, and not think you're going to sort of sell it in any time soon. Get your money out of it, because resale values will not be great. And there's not a lot of them around. I think there's one near me at home in a garden, actually, the smaller model than this, but you see very, very few, very, very few. I don't think they brought many into the UK. Just looking at that, it's not very big, is it? That's your extension. Not much of an extension, I suppose better than nothing. But apart from that, it is in very good condition. Yeah. So for less than 11k, if you're not too worried, and the door is on the right side, could be just your bag. Oh. Right. Oh. Let's go and have a quick look around the other side. There's another unicorn there. Oh, it's the unicorn too, and I used to call that the ugly corn. We just thought that friend of mine. We just thought that front end looked so bad. The Buccaneer Cruiser there. What's that? That's just short of 16k. Oh, go on, let's have a quick look in here. Twin axle. There's a Cruiser, GRP side on it. Bit faded, that'll soon clean up. Looks alright on the outside, generally. Mover on there. Oh. Let's have a look in here. Wow, gosh, it seems so, yeah. 2016, saw these at the factory in 2015. That sunroof looks so small, doesn't it? But this wood now feels quite dark and feels slightly dated. It seems a clean enough van though. It's a fair old size, isn't it? 8 foot in width. Just sit on give the old seat. And the seats actually have still got a good deal of comfort in them as well. Got the big high key roof vent now, like I've got my Ranger actually. Yeah, that's again, something you don't see. Again, on the vent there. And these dulled off quite a bit, so that's quite, someone's marked something there. I don't know what's been happening there. I don't know if somebody's fitted something there and then tried to disguise the fact. Old dual fuel hob. Looks clean. Big domestic fridge freezer. Okay. Daewoo microwave, and here's your drinky cabinet. Where you control your Aldi heat in there. And this has been fitted with the EMP hydraulic legs system. So consequently, you can set this up on site without having to get the old leg winder out, as long as everything's still working. Come through the back here again, a bit of a, I don't know if that's a bit of a stain on there. It looks a little bit, yeah, there's a few bits of stains on there. I want to presume that might clean up, I don't know. Or maybe another mattress. Yeah, Aldi heating tank in there. Plenty of storage in these, I remember, and another big high key roof vent. And look at this, good old fashioned curtains. Well, this is a bit of a problem with these, is this, the tape coming off. It's something that's common. That's something with older coachmen as well. Another thing is these little brackets. They still use those, and coachmen still use them. And then that's the last real manufacturers to use these in such quantity was ABI, but that was sort of back in the 80s and 90s. I just think they look untidy. Anyway, this is a second-hand van. That's what we're on about. Big mirror there. Again, it looks very, very tidy. Let's look in the washroom. There's your Aldi radiator. And I remember seeing that the shower room is really quite classy with its mock tiles on. There's your sink, looks all okay. What I'll say is this, the vans are well presented here. Which is now, I say, Standish Caravan Centre. I've been coming to Standish Caravan Centre when they were down the road actually. Oh, must be 8 years at least. But I hadn't been for a while. And they just moved up here in January. But see what I mean with that tape. But for 16,000 quid, and I would think this is a van that people would have and leave on site, to be honest with you. Yeah. Let's go and see what else there is. Quick look up here. Gosh, yeah. Yeah, I remember coming here as a kid in the 70s, and there was well, there was Swifts, Lintons, A-Lines. What a difference that was. This used to be the shop here. This old bit of a building that's bricked up, this is a little shop. They sell motorhomes and camper vans here as well. Got a Luna. 14k for a 2018, is it? 2019? 2018. Just as Luna really were getting ready to pack up. Rather a shame. Go and have a look. Now, from about 2014, say Luna weren't far from me where I lived, and I used to obviously, well, still do a lot of photography, and I remember them saying to me, will you do the photographs of the new caravans for the trade show? And I jumped at the chance. Plus as well, it enabled me to see what was happening for most of the people saw as well. So I was taking photographs of these in 2017. So I started in 2014 taking photographs for them. So I did it about 6 years. Anyway, let's have a look at this. Now the ES, I had a friend of mine who was really keen on these, and I always thought it was a nice van. And I'm just looking at the, you know, it seems in good order. Floor feels all right. Again, very spacious, very good layout. They were a 4-berth, then they made him like a 3. Coachman did the same thing. And if you wanted the 4, then you had to pay extra for the bunk. But let's go in this washroom, because I'll tell you one of the reasons. Luna also did a cracking washroom, and this is no exception. Good storage above there, very clean, nice big wardrobe. Again, on Lunas, again, like any other van really, keeping out for any colour changes on the wallboard. It may say damp. Nice, very big, deep seat. You could have a bath in that almost. So again, storage underneath, and we've got the nice big shower. These are really good showers, really good showers. Very, very plush. Wardrobe there, and your Vision Plus TV aerial. Some nice drawers here, still nicely shut, and again sliding door on here, and of course this side dinette. Now a lot of couples like this layout, and I think it's only now it's Coachman still does this layout in a washroom, because at one time it was so popular. But you can have, you know, you could leave that made up as beds, either 2 singles or a double, and have your breakfast here and your meals here, or you can bring one of the grandkids along. Nice big locker storage on these. Oh dear, that's looking a bit dodgy, isn't it? Let's have a look. Now what's happened here? Has somebody decided to put well, there, that's not how they should be, that's for sure. I think someone's decided to do a bit of DIY on that, and I'm not sure why, because I'm sure these were shelved already. Anyway, we'll not let that detract. Again, good sized corner spot lamps in here, and the upholstery is really in good order. Kitchen, again, dual fuel hob. Checking on the round here, is all nice and clean. Sink here, yes, it looks used, but it's all in good order. Your splashback, again, your cupboard storage up here. Another thing on Lunas is to watch the floors on them. They can go a bit spongy, and again, it was more a problem towards the end, really. At times, I think it was, we'll just think they were struggling, and that was a great shame. Got USB point, main sockets. Your extension here, so you've got lots of work surface, haven't you? And it's all nice and clean. Again, cupboard storage there, domestic fridge freezer, said full oven, dual fuel hob. And on this side you've got your microwave, and it's just at the right height as well. Look at that. Storage above, and storage here, more sockets, etc. And then you come down to the main lounge area. There's an alarm on here, of course. So you've got Aldi heating, all that sort of thing. Yeah, see what I mean? That's like, they should be the... I mean, these weren't brilliant, but they were better than that homemade job up there. And that's what it should have looked like. I think it's not bad. For 14k, or I should say less than 14k, it's not a bad van at all. And we've got to remember is that Luna were the first really to use this corner as a locker. And everybody else joined in. Get your radio in there. I think the thing that spoiled Luna a bit was this very small roof. Like, it was like sort of, we'll put a roof, sunroof in there, but I don't know if we should. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll compromise. We'll stick with him, but it'll only be a small one. But you've got this big skylight up here, which let a lot of lighting. Again, keep an eye on those if you've got one, for any problems, any leaks coming through. But I think it's pretty good. Nice, spacious caravan. What do you think? This floor, I don't know. Maybe it's all right. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it has been gone and been repaired. But these were really nice vans at the time. Still are. Let's see if there's anything else on that just grabs our fancy. It's funny when I turned up, they go, "Oh, hello, remember you?" And the guy goes, "Oh, I don't remember you." I said, "Sorry." And he went, "Oh, yeah, I think I do." He said, "Sorry about that." I said, "It doesn't matter." Paley Pegasus there. Bailey Pegasus, not big Paley Pegasus. Got a Venus here. Let's have a look. Turn you around. Don't look at your mush, mate. That's better. A Sienna accent. I think they were for Brayford Leisure or... oh, gosh, can't remember the other dealership now. Oh, Grantham's. One of the two. Challenger Sport. Now, this looks interesting because this is the 6th berth, and I remember the Challenger Sports coming out. And they came with ATC, and I think the following year they took the ATC off. GRP front, which of course is all made by Swift. These do fade. You need to keep on top of them, like you need to keep them polished at least twice a year. Otherwise they do fade. GRP though is better than the old ABS, but ABS seems more durable regarding a shine. So it's a twin axle sport. Oh, this is the, yeah, 6th berth. I remember seeing, God, I remember going to see these at the Swift Trade Show. Gosh, takes you back 2013, my God, 12 years ago. It was 2012 when I saw them. Sunroofing, and they did the Ethyl Sport as well at the same time. Now, I think at this particular time they seem to sort of knock Challengers down a bit with Sport, but they were pretty lightweight. And this 6 berth, for what? How much is it going out at? 11. It's less. Oops, no, blame me. It's less than 12 grand. So if you're a family and you're not necessarily going to tow this and want to put it on a site, this is a lot of van for the money, I think. Let's see what I think. Seating looks all right. Oh, yeah, it's lost a bit. You'll find that all caravan seating loses its support. Some doesn't. It just depends how they've been used. Drawers and everything look fine. All the bits and bobs are there, which is always a good sign. Slatted for make this to a double or 2 single beds. And also Swift, you put a radio in there as well. And the radio should be over here, I think, somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe not. Oh yeah, it is, it's there. Little LED spots, and then some storage here. Let's go across to this area. Bunk above here, nice big side dinette for the kids to go in. Again, loads of locker spaces, and these press things are still working fine. Yeah, it's quite dark because we are under a bit of like a tree. Masses of work surface, great storage, and microwave. Now that isn't the original microwave, I'm pretty sure that's not, because this was in a plastic like proper casing. I can't remember what microwave they fitted at that particular time. Oh, look at this. Home is our favourite place to be. Okay, I love these things. Dual fuel hob, full oven, spark ignition of course. Sinks can dull off a bit. Now these were actually made by Swift themselves. These are GRP, and one of the reasons was obviously to sort of cut costs a bit and to bring them in the house, but it gave people work to make these sinks for the caravans and the motorhomes. A bit of trivia there for you. Again, more cupboard storage there. And the fridge over here. And storage above here. I've got a wardrobe. And then you've got the kids' bunks here. Always check the bunks, the cushion, the mattresses for any unsightly stains of spilt pop, of course, and sweets. But you need to do, yeah. Storage in there, each one has a window, and you've got this main wardrobe here. Very big wardrobe at the back end. Again, this van is feeling nice. Been something stuck on here, hasn't there? I don't know what's been on there. Let's have a look in the washroom. And the washroom, you did get a separate shower cubicle. There's a window and a roof vent at the top there. Again, cassette loo in there, Thetford. Sink looks nice and clean, shiny, so again, some decent storage underneath. Yeah, for less than 12 grand, there's a lot of van here. A lot of van. This is an ideal family van. So let's come back down the front end. It's starting to rain, time's marching on. Looks like this little video may have to be over soon. Right, yeah, we've had a few looks around, haven't we? Seen quite a few decent vans, and I think really the ones I picked out have been fairly decent vans. That if you're in that money and that market, that sort of van, you know, you could be very well tempted with. Which is the best one I've seen? Oh, come on, people, don't put me in a position, please. Out of the ones we've looked at, I did like the Luna, but for sheer value for a family, this Challenger Sport It's 11990. The 636 has got to be the best. And on that note, I'm off. Please keep watching. Please keep subscribing. Anybody that's not subscribed, please subscribe. Costs you nothing. Helps me on the channel. The buy me the coffee. Share a video. Please tell your friends about it, good or bad. And I'll see you on the next one. God, it's raining. Oh, there's the trim controls up there. I didn't notice them up there. Feet heating and stuff. Anyway. Oh, and it's got a stable door, and it's got a glazed stable door. See you on the next one. Bye for now. Oh, come on, get out of it. People got home to go to. Hope you've enjoyed it.